What is up, survivors? Welcome back to another one. So today's guide, we are going to be talking about the fair. So the fair is an item, a guild item, that is used to access the auction house on your said server. And I discussed this before in not much length when I did the skill guide video that talks about the different guild skills and guild techs. So in that video, I discussed that you can get different types of guild tech. So guild tech is, if you're not aware, it's down here. It's called guild tech. In the guild tech tree, right here, in trade, you get the guild shop and the fair. Now the fair is pretty cheap to make. It's 13 copper ingots, 35 clay, 17 wooden planks, 4 flagstones, and then after you have built it, you place it, and it will cost you an additional resources to build it on the field: 21 hardwood, 1 rubble, and 1 branch. So once you place it and it's fully built, this is what it looks like. Basically, it's like a little market stall. And what this allows you to do, it allows you to access the auction house of your server. Now, your server is multiple servers, basically. So, well, multiple worlds is the best way to put it. So if you go up here to territory, I'm just going to get rid of all this, just so we have north. So basically, this is our server, server 24. In our server, you have all these different worlds, okay? All these different zones, or is what they're referred to as counties in this game. Each one of these connects to the fair on your server. So you are basically trading and buying and selling to the people on this server within these worlds, these counties, okay? So how to use it? All right, so you're gonna walk up to it and it's gonna open up like this, okay? Now, if it's not bugged for you, this is what this is how it should work, okay? If it is bugged for you, you probably won't be able to look anything up. But apparently, from what I've learned from personal experience and from talking to others, that that specific bug is very situational to a certain people or certain events that are during weirdness. Like, I guess if you like die and you are currently inside the fair, that it can cause it to bug out where you won't be able to access anything. If that's happening to you, usually relogging and relogging back in usually fixes it, but sometimes it doesn't. Anyways, okay, so first off the back, you're gonna have 4 tabs up here. You're gonna have items for sale and buy, warriors for sale and buy, horses or mounts in general, because you can also buy and sell elephants and rhinos, and then what you've currently sold and where you can claim your current money for, okay? So first off, it's gonna have kind of like a little scroll down right here where it'll have a list of items, and it will go up to 10 pages. Now, obviously there's no way you could look up every single item in the game, which is 10 pages, right? So that's where this up here comes down. The first category, you're gonna have weapons, equipment, material, building, consumables, treasure maps, and siege weapons. So if you're looking for a very specific category, let's say you're looking for horse armor. So that's gonna fall under equipment. Second tab next to that, you're gonna go in here and it's gonna have a drop down that only is underneath equipment. So if you were to change this to weapons, then it would have all the drop down for weapons. So let's go back to equipment, click on equipment, the drop down changes to all the types of equipment. So let's say you're looking for horse armor. Okay, horse armor. And it should automatically do it. If it doesn't automatically do it, hit this little search button right there, and then it should pop up, okay? And then basically you can look at all the different horse armor in the game up to 10 pages. So you can click through and click, okay, up to 10 pages. Now, if you're looking for a very specific one, now let's see, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you should be able to get to black iron. There it is, black iron, the best horse armor in the game. Wow. Yes, the best horse armor in the game. I had to double check it real quick. So you can basically put up anything that you craft up for sale. And the way you do that, or if you want to buy something, is this way too. But first I'm going to explain buying things on the market. So let's say, okay, cheapest black horse armor. Now we were not 100% sure this is the cheapest, 3.688. So you're just going to go up here, type in black iron horse armor. 3.688. That is the cheapest. And then you can see it says it's in publicity. What this means, okay, is that when you put something on the market as a seller, there is a 15 to 20 minute window where it cannot be sold, where it's sitting up there, which gives other people the opportunity to undercut you. So chances are this person let's see, this person right here put theirs up because they undercut somebody. And then within that same 15-minute window, this person put theirs up and undercut them by 2 copper. And then in that same window, this person put theirs up and undercut them by like 102 copper or something. So you can see that you can undercut people before it's even purchasable. But let's say you don't want to wait until it's purchasable. You scroll down, find the next one on the list. There you go, 3.9. Not that big of a difference, honestly. Some people just like undercutting. It is what it is. So that's how you would buy the armor if you were trying to buy something or a piece of armor or a piece of weapon or item or anything. If it's in publicity, 9 times out of 10, it's being camped, especially if it's a high valued item like high quality barley as an example. Anytime you see it on the market for 1 copper a pop, it sells extremely fast. Now, could you get away with selling it for 2 or 3? Yes, you could, because 9 times out of 10, it will sell at 2 and at 3. The more bigger guilds, a lot of the bigger PvP guilds that are trying to tame a lot of rhinos and elephants, will just buy it in bulk because they can afford to, especially if you're a magistrate. You make a ton of money as a magistrate. Between being able to mint your own coins as well as earning taxes from everybody in your current county, you make a lot of money. Okay, so moving on from there. That's how you buy stuff. Again, all you have to do is go to the first tab. You know, you want to buy consumables. Okay, click consumables. I'm looking for fodder. Fodder, hit the search menu. And I think this one's going to bug out. Oh, you know what? Wait, that's right. I have this up here. Let me get rid of that. Because there is no fodder called that. Currently, there is no fodder being sold on the market. Not a surprise. But honestly, I think that might be wrong. Let's try food. Okay, and then medicine for some reason is under food. So there are some issues, keep that in mind. Because this isn't food, this is medicine. Which should be underneath this one. You hit this, and then you have bandages, herbal powders, heavenly pills. So technically that should be under this category, but it's not. So there are going to be some things that aren't labeled correctly. So it's probably easier to, as an example, where you just saw for some reason under food, one of the medicines, 2 of the medicines are listed under food for some reason when they should be listed under medication, and they're not. It's probably best to just type it in manually, and it works a lot easier. Okay, so now selling things. So you're going to click on sell. Now I left this in here as an example. If you want to sell something, let's say we want to sell this 1 wooden wheel. So you're going to click on the wooden wheel. You're going to go down here. You're going to hit sell. Now what you're going to see is a little information window is going to pop up. Right off the back, it's going to ask you how many days you want to put it up for sale, 1 or 3. If it's an item that sells very quickly, just put it up for 1. If it's something that takes a few hours, or maybe it might take a little over a day, sometimes it's safer to put it up for 3. Below that, it's going to say the guide price. Now the guide price is usually way off, by the way. It will give you an average of how much that sells for. So according to the guide price, that 1 wooden wheel sells for 37 copper coins a piece. Okay, well, let's check that out. Let's go back to buy. Let's go back to all categories. Type in wood. So wooden wheel. There's a lot of stuff in here, so maybe we should just be more specific. Wheel. That's a wooden wedge. We don't want that one. Wooden wheel. There we go. And then hit search. So according to the guild price, it said 37. According to the actual market, it's 40. It looks like this is all being sold by the same person. Usually that's how that works. Now, for once, that actually was right. Another example would be trying to sell, let's try steel ingots. So steel ingots. Steel ingots are going for 25 to 30, looks like 40. So between 40 and 25, depending on the seller, a pop. Okay, so if I was to go to sell and hit steel ingot, then hit sell, 39. So obviously that's the higher end is what they're saying. 39 is the average sell. That's the higher end, not the lowest end currently being sold on the market. But that's what it's been selling for on average. So you always want to double check. Don't always go by this, because sometimes it's usually best to take off a little bit, like maybe 2% of whatever this says, or sometimes less, or just look it up. So that's how that works. That's how you sell things on the market. Now, let's say you sell something on the market and it just doesn't sell. What's going to happen is it's going to stay on the market the entire time. This is what happens. It says it has the item, time left, it says expired, and how much I was selling it for. In order to take it out, you have to go down here and hit remove, and that'll take it out of the market and put it back in your inventory. It looks like they are doing an emergency maintenance, probably to fix a crafting bug. I did notice, and I made a notification about that. There was a bug in the game where you couldn't craft things in your inventory. I'm assuming that's what that's about. That's probably going to happen within the next 30 minutes. All right, so let's get this guy done. Purchase. Okay, so let's say your purchases, anything that you have sold will fall under this category. And it's being weird. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm wrong. Ignore me. I'm hitting the wrong tab. That's over here. So anything that you have currently sold, I just had a dirt moment. I'm like, wait a minute, where is it? Let's say anything you put up on the market and it finally sold, it will be underneath this little auction hammer. And to claim it, you just hit claim. It's that simple, and it'll put the money directly into your inventory. Simple as that. Ta-da! Awesome. All right, and so this also works the same way if you want to buy like an NPC. There's going to be tons of them on the market. Be very careful what you buy, by the way. They're not always good, even if they might look good. So the best thing you can do, like let's say you're looking for somebody with good, you just want somebody around your base that can just craft stuff for you. Somebody that can maybe craft weapons or armor, or you want something that somebody like a tamer or something. You're not going to want anything too crazy. So just go for like, you know, a green quality guy or something. And then you want to stick with common and don't really give crap about the level, then hit search. And this will bring up every green common person in the game that's currently being sold. And you can check their stats, how much they're selling for, what their skills traits are, and then what skills they possibly have. So like for instance, you want to get a guy that can craft armor for you. You've gotten a couple of armor scrolls. Here you go. Less than 2 grand, you can purchase yourself a armor master. Obviously he needs to level up in armor because I'm pretty sure his armor sucks. Yes, it does. It's only 71. So you would have to level him up, and he's not an expert at it either, which means he'd be very hard to level. It would be expensive. And on top of that, he probably doesn't have the master crafter skill, master smither, which allows him to level up armor and crafting faster, which he doesn't. So don't just buy the first one you see. Always look around. See if there's one in there that has the skills you're looking for. You know, just keep going through here. No. And it could take a while. You could sit here for a while. And then here you go. There's another master armor who does have the smithing skill. So as you can see, this one actually has the smithing master skill. In order to unlock this, you have to get craftsmanship and armor to 375. Once you do that, every time he makes something through crafter or armor, he will increase his skill proficiency in crafting and armor much faster without having the expertise points. So it's like all you had to do was just look, literally less than 100 copper difference, and this guy actually has the other skill. So always make sure when you're using the auction house that you take the time to look through all their skills, see if there's anything out there that could compensate or can help boost the efficiency of it. Also, it probably doesn't hurt. Like, this is just basic ones. There are ones out there that actually have like 3 or 4 expertise points into things like crafting and armor that allow them to level even faster. So always keep that in mind too. Vagrants are always going to be the bottom of the barrel. So you're probably going to want to jump up to something like a warrior or a leader class, and maybe something around like maybe like a purple, then hit search. Prices are going to start jumping a little bit, but you might get lucky and find something that actually is really decent. It can be harder because I'm going to have another guide that's coming out that's going to explain the bonuses and the benefits to this, because you always want to go for the orange quality, because the orange qualities are going to give you the best. They're going to be the most expensive, but they're going to have the best turnout when it comes to things like their skills and stuff. As you can see, there's more expertise points in here than there were in the lower ones. Like this guy, he's a 4 expertise in building, which means he gains building XP really fast. So finding an NPC that has expertise points into like your crafting and building are going to allow you to level it much more quicker, which means you will spend less money and less time. So take the time to look through the market and just find somebody that has, has the skills you're looking for, has the level you're looking for, all that kind of stuff. So that's how this works. And then the same thing goes for horses. You're looking through the market for horses, take the time to actually look through the stats, like check the regular horses and just be like, okay, let's see what we got here. So we got lots of cheap high level horses. Like look at this one, almost 9k health, pretty bad movement speed, but decent carry weight. This is a really good horse for 200 copper. But question is, he also has no weaknesses. Like this, whoever's selling this horse is selling a pretty decent good workhorse very cheap. And it's got good life force too. So it looks like this was possibly a breed. I think somebody might have been trying to do a heavenly horse and it just didn't work out. So keep your eyes on stuff like this. This is a good workhorse, a good pack mule horse. But anyways, hopefully this little guide helps you understand how the marketplace works, how it's, divided, how everything works on it. If you guys have any other information you would love to know about, don't forget to let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, which is basically the thumbs up button. It's free, costs you nothing. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here before this maintenance kicks me off and screws up this entire wonderful guide. You guys take care and happy auction housing.